What's up, guys? So I want to do a little something here for you guys. Do a breakdown of how to transition between your handles, between like high, low, tight, and give you guys some mechanic details and things that'll help you guys with your control, selling your fakes, all that stuff. So let's go through this. So I'm starting off with a higher dribble to set up, right? And check it out. So if you notice right now, almost everything, look how my arms are moving. It's almost all shoulder movement, shoulder swinging it across, a little bit of the elbow, a little bit of a wrist flick on those higher dribbles, right? But watch what happens when I get to these low dribbles. I'll transition right to these low dribbles. Do a little tap dribble, boom. Now look what's happening. What is moving and what is not? My shoulders aren't really moving nearly as much anymore, right? There's a little bit of elbow movement, but almost all of it is fingers and wrists. So some of you guys that have been doing the Handle Geek Challenge, I've been telling you, like, when you get to these low dribbles, it's all fingers and wrists. So when you transition between a higher dribble to low dribble and you want to make some of those rapid fire combos and changes of speeds and changes of height, you got to start thinking about those mechanics. And when you do it that way and you hold yourself accountable, like boom, okay, get down low, it's all fingers and wrists. That's how you can quickly transition between those two different types of dribbling and give yourself some different combos, be able to kill the dribble in high traffic situations and things like that, right? And then as you'll notice here, so I'm about to transition back up high, right? So now all of a sudden that shoulder swing comes into play a little bit more elbow movement in this crossover, and then still a little bit of the fingers and wrist, right? Almost every dribble there's going to be that finger wrist involvement. It's just when you get to those low dribbles that's like going to be the main thing you're going to be using, right? And then you'll see me transition here again, boom, fingers and wrist, fingers and wrist. Come back up high, a little bit more shoulder movement. So when you keep that in mind, that's how you can keep your dribble alive, keep it under control, and keep that power you need to keep it going. High, shoulder movement, low. Get that fingers and wrist involved. One other thing too you'll notice here is high and tight, right? I play around with the dribble heights, and also here you'll see me going from tight to extending the ball out further from my body, taking a bigger step, right? A little bit more of a loose handle, but those kinds of things are good for sending defenders flying. And then that tight handle is good for kind of getting the defender to come up on you, almost using it like a hesitation. One other thing you guys should take note of is if you watch almost all the time, look how close my hands are to each other. Especially on these tiny dribbles, right? I keep my hands real close to each other. But even when I bring the basketball up, the only time when I'm going to bring them apart is when I have to get my hand around that leg for a between the legs. But when I go into this crossover, my hands are a little bit closer together. I'm being kind of loose and relaxed. This would be like more of a loose handle here if my hands are farther apart, right? To kind of give, those are good to kind of put the defender to sleep or when you don't need to be in a super ready stance. But typically, watch when I transition here. Notice how I get my hands close to each other and I leave that one, the hand that's about to catch it, right where it is, and the other hand brings the basketball right to it. It makes it a lot easier to control the basketball. And then, of course, when I'm doing the tiny dribbles back and forth, I keep those hands close to each other. And then again, watch, boom. It's the only time I bring the hands apart, unless I'm being like loose with my handle. The only time I'd bring it apart is on this between the legs or behind the back, things like that, where you got to bring your hand around your body. But here, notice my hands are pretty close, even when I'm upright and being a little bit more loose with the handle. There, they're a little bit further apart. Close again, down low. Come apart more to go into that crossover behind, between the legs and behind the back. And even then, like, look at this. Check this out. I keep that hand in one position, my right hand that's getting the basketball in the between the legs. I keep it in that position real tight, and I move that other hand, boom. I try to get it back and close to that other hand as quick as I can. So now I can receive the dribble and go into the next move, right? But there I'm being loose with the handle again, being loose, right? My hands are further apart. And now I'm being a little bit tighter with the handle. I'm going to bring my hands close together for that shot fake hezzy. Hands are close, right? So just something to keep in mind to help you improve your control. And that'll also help with your protection on the basketball. Like just by having your hand close to the basketball like here, you can swat defenders' hands away and just get your hand in front of the basketball so it's harder for them to get to it, all that kind of stuff. But it'll just make the dribble feel more natural and improve your control over the dribble quite a bit. And I talk about a lot of these concepts and go a little bit more in depth with them in Ball and a String. If you guys, I'm sure you guys that have it will kind of be familiar with a lot of this stuff. But of course, the drills in there will also help you take that next level. And so let's do all that in full speed. Boom, there's that loose handle from the tight. So hopefully that helps you guys out. If you guys want to see more of these kinds of videos, leave me a comment down below. And if this video is getting a lot of comments, I'll do some of these like breakdown here where I do the voiceover and kind of just show you live action what's happening. All right, so look, if you want to take all this stuff next level, make sure you grab that free workout that's in the top link in the description down below. Just click that link, pop in your email, and I'll send it to you for free. It's already up thousands of players. I'm sure it'll help you too. That'll help you take all these concepts next level really fast. Also, make sure you subscribe and click that bell icon to get notified of the newest videos so you can continue to improve your game. And check out that video and the playlist that are popping up on the screen. Those are going to help you a ton as well. I'm sure of it. Make moves today, and I'll see you in the next video.